because it removes gender from it. And it allows everything to be expressed as it. So we talked about this intelligence and this essence that is everywhere present, and that we, in fact, are a part of it. Today we talk about the way it works, and so I'm going to read a bit from the text today, as opposed to not. And the first thing is that the science of mind is not a special revelation of any individual. It is rather the culmination of all revelations. We take the good wherever we find it, make it our own insofar as we understand it. The realization that good is universal and that as much good as any individual is able to incorporate in his life is his to use, is what constitutes the science of mind and spirit. So what that really says is that we are open to the truth found in all teachings, insofar as it is the good. And we take it and we allow it to just sink down in us and be utilized. So we honor all paths. And for most paths, what we teach is on a mystical level. You really have to dig deep to get it. What I think is so awesome about this teaching is that it's right out of the gate. If you want it, it's here for you. So one of the things we're going to talk about today is the way it works. And I think it's crucial that we understand that. I don't think that most people clearly get how it works. And what I want us to really clearly understand is that we are it in many forms. So I'm going to read a couple of passages to endeavor to get that to us. One, there is spirit, or this invisible cause, and nothing out of which all things are to be made. Now spirit plus nothing leaves what? Spirit. Spirit plus nothing leaves spirit. Hence, there is one original cause and nothing out of which we are made. In other words, we are made from this thing. That is why we are called Son of God. I'm going to make it gender correct. Son or daughter of God. Okay? There is only one. And we are part of that one. That part of the one is essential for us to clearly understand. You see, some people are under the illusion that we must say to this thing we call God, I'm about to pray now. Or, God, I'm talking to you now. Or, our Father. And that gets God's attention. And that's not the truth. There is something that resides in us that is with us in all things all the time. It doesn't sleep. It doesn't take vacation. It doesn't undergo inflation. None of that. It simply is with us all the time. That is why in Scripture it talks about, I will do what you ask before you ask it. Why? Because it knows what you're thinking. You know, sometimes we think that God doesn't see this. You know, it's like, you do ugly stuff. And we think God doesn't see that. I got away with that. But the truth is, it was right there in it with you. It saw it, it witnessed it, it experienced it. You cannot get away from it. The one thing you can do is block it out of your life in terms of the power of it. So it rides along with us. It is us. It literally is its opportunity to experience His plan. I want to say that again. You are God's opportunity to experience His plan. You have said, I am willing to do this, that, and the other. And God gets a chance to see what that feels like. We're always talking about God contemplating. And you know, for ourselves, if we just sit and contemplate and don't do anything else, we're just going to sit and contemplate. But for God, its contemplation becomes us. We're the ones who say, I'll do that. No, I'll do that. thought process. The way it works is what you think, and particularly what you think all the time, becomes the law of your life. And it shows up that way. So if your thought is limited, struggle, life is tough, then it is in agreement with you. And it will help to create scenarios for you to be able to say, right, life is really tough. Life is limited, it's a struggle, it's hard. When the so-and-so's getting in office, everything becomes tough. Now, if you believe that, you will suffer under that. If, however, you believe that there is something within you that literally goes into itself to show up as your experience in life, and you're deciding the experience is good, whole, complete, it says yes to that. We tend to make this so tough, so challenging, so difficult. Life is hard. It's a struggle. These are the things that we say to ourselves. I try and I try, but see, there's like layers in this. There's the conscious mind and the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind is totally connected to the universal mind, to the mind of God. So if your conscious mind is saying one thing, but underneath you constantly are negating, then the negation is what you experience. So the trick is to get both things in the same direction. Now that's not always easy, because sometimes as we come into this teaching, we realize, gee, I've been saying that for a long time, that life is tough. And it's not what you know, it's who you know. I don't know you know. You know what I'm saying? I'm new here. I don't have any connections, so it's really hard. But when you're saying those kinds of things, literally, this thing that moves through us says, you're right. You're always right. That's a scary thing. You're always right. It doesn't know the word no, it only knows yes. So whatever you're saying to it, it's saying yes. So now if you're saying, I don't know anybody, and the only way I can make it ahead is by knowing people, then trust me, you'll never meet anybody. Because it will send you to people who don't want to be bothered with you. That's nice, off they go. You haven't got a card, no connection, or nothing. Or they give